Hello?
Hey there,
Hello?
Del. Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing okay.
Excellent. It's terrific to speak with you. Thank you very much for your time today.
No problem.
Del, you've consistently produced such fantastic work. What initially brought you into music?
What brought me to music?
Yes.
I grew up in a family where, my parents played a lot of music, I was born in the 70s. So,
yes.
it was popping back then, I feel like music was at a pinnacle at that point in time, So that was just part of my upbringing. My father listened to a lot of funk, reggae, jazz. My mom was more like conservative probably, so she listened to more soul, Motown, stuff like that. So I was just around it.
Absolutely. And you established yourself very young with the release of I Wish My Brother George Was Here at the age of 18. Was it difficult to establish yourself independently of your cousin Ice Cube?
You know what? No, not really, because I always was different. And he didn't try to make me do anything that was, outside of what I would normally do. Matter of fact, he actually encouraged me. Like that whole first album was kind of centered around the fact that people thought I was weird or different or whatever, but that's just who he is. That's my cousin. That's just him. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And right from the start, your music has always been progressive and quite diverse. What keeps driving you to find new sounds?
I'm just intrigued by working with sound in general. Like nowadays, now that everything is more experimental with electronics and like sounds and music concrete sort of really. It's just more exciting to me now because a lot of these things, ideas I wanted to try before because I know about John Cage and all that, but like it wasn't how can I say it? As far as the masses is concerned, like, commercial wise, it just wasn't a good idea. It was just weirdo stuff to them. But now at this point, if you don't have anything like that in your music, it's almost like to the kids, there's something wrong with you.
Absolutely understood. And your skills as a performer come across so beautifully. When did you realise that you had such potential for success?
I was a gifted student in school, even though I wasn't the best student, you know what I'm saying? I guess I kind of was kind of mischievous, but now whatever I put my mind to, I was good at, basically. But that's just what I chose to stick with, you know what I mean? If it was like running out in the street and being sneaky and trying to cheat people, I probably would have been good at that too. But I decided to do something that was more positive in my life, you know what I mean? I'm just saying from where I'm at, that's what a lot of kids that was around me did, you know what I mean? Sure. I just decided not to do that because I guess hip-hop was street enough to where I could mess with hip-hop and still fulfill that urge of wanting to be in the streets and being involved with the streets, you know what I mean?
Sure, absolutely. And, of course, congratulations are in order for Iller Than Most. It's a terrific achievement.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you heard that. Yeah, thanks.
That's great. Your music is now featured extensively on video games, soundtracks. Does a track ever pop up somewhere unexpected and take you by surprise?
Oh, like one that I made?
Yes.
I don't really check for it like that. I don't really got my ear to the street as far as my own stuff is concerned like that. I'm usually busy listening to other people's stuff.
Absolutely. And the rap culture seems really hard and violent, or the hip-hop culture from an outsider's perspective. How difficult is the scene really?
How difficult is this? Say again?
Is the hip-hop and rap scene, the culture?
Oh, how difficult is it to, navigate it, you mean?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, well, to me, it's not that hard, you know what I mean? What you hear in the music is far different from what people really are. Like, I'm used to really dealing with the streets, you know what I mean? So a lot of these rappers is fake. You know,
yes.
They talk a lot, but they don't really do nothing. If they did, they probably wouldn't be rapping, you know what I mean? They'd be in jail or something.
Most
so
certainly.
It's not hard to navigate. And actually nowadays, the tone of what could be popular has really changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like people that are weird now are like generally accepted way more in music, in hip hop or rap than before. Before you had to be like a gangster. That was the assumption that you had to be a gangster to make it. So everybody just did that just to try to make money. But now it's like reversed. So it's kind of different now.
Different scene entirely, I guess. I know that you were born in Oakland in California. Is that where you grew up as well?
Yeah, I'm from Oakland, California. That had a lot to do with my musical upbringing too. You know, a lot of good music came out of here. A lot of, you know, what do you call it? Vanguards, I guess you could call them. You know what I mean? Like Sly and the Family Stone is from up here. You know, the Headhunters is from up here. Tower Power from up here. You know, we got a lot of musical history out here. Jefferson Airplane is from out here. You know what I mean? Like the whole Summer of Love movement is out here. You know.
Indeed. It sounds impressive that Deltron 3030 has been active since the turn of the century. Where did the idea for futuristic Deltron Zero come from?
I always would play around with stuff like that, little references and things, just because I'm into video games and Japanese animation, you know, Japanese comic books, stuff like that, you know. Just stuff that had little bits of sci-fi in it I was into. So I would just take little references from there and throw them in my lyrics, play around with them. And then it just started growing to a point where I just thought about making like a whole separate, you know, project, you know, dealing with that. So if you listen to some of my older stuff, you might hear me mention Deltron or have some kind of little stuff like that going on, but it's not fully realized until I worked on the Deltron project with Dan and Kid Koala.
Sure. And congratulations on Event 2. For me, it's a tremendous journey. How much of the concept is how you see our future as a race?
You know, really, the concept really is that things don't really change. As long as you have human beings, you're going to, you know, like for instance, some people think like one day, you know, when we just stop poverty and stop crime and blah, 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 like I'm afraid that that's probably never going to ever happen, because as long as you got human beings, you're going to have some that don't want to take your money from you. They think that's unfair, you know, and then you got some that see it another way. Like, you're not going to do nothing if I take it from you, but just sit there and cry. So I'm taking it. You know what I mean? Like, and then you're going to have to fight over it because they're not going to listen to reasons, so you're going to have to fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way it is. It could be minimized maybe, and the scales tip on either end as time proceeds, but that's just part of human nature. Everybody probably feel like that at some point, but some people act upon it. So that's really what Deltron is about, but I'm putting it in a futuristic setting. It's a story, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to be hella political or nothing. That's why I put it in a futuristic story.
Indeed. And so you and Cantankerous Captain Aptos and Skiznoid the Boy Wonder are coming to our sector of the universe for the first time. Yep. Yeah. I've been out there. I've been out to Australia before. You know, I think that's their first time. Indeed. Yep. And how have you found Australian audiences with your music?
Say it again.
How have you found Australian audiences with your music?
How my fans feel about it?
Yeah. Yep.
You know, this seems to be a good response. If you're talking about Deltron in particular, people don't rely on records like that anymore. You know, it takes like a lot to get somebody to do that. So I can't really tell we're looking from that. But when going to shows and performing, and talking to people that's at the shows, you know, getting their opinion, they like it. A lot of people, it's like really like their life. Like, you know, like they're like, thank you, I'm so glad you released this. I've been waiting 10 years or whatever. You know, they're damn near crying. You know what I mean? It means a lot to some people. But in general, people seem to dig it. I just wish that more people would buy the record. But I understand nowadays it's hard to trust You know what I mean? Like the way, you know, the way the United States just played the game as far as the record industry, they just cheated people, I feel, for a long time trying to get off just product, and people just got sick of it. And when they had a chance to get it for free, they was like, well, I'm going to get it for free. There's no way I'm giving you money. You know what I mean? So now to earn that respect back, it takes a lot, I feel. It's going to take a while.
Right, yeah, absolutely. As I said, your music is very much a journey with Deltron 3030. Where do you want the music to take listeners? What sort of intended journey?
I guess that's for the listener to decide, but I tried to make it to where you could pretty much enjoy it on all levels. You know what I mean? Like if you just want to look at it as a futuristic, like sci-fi adventure, not really get deep into it, you can look at it like that, just on the surface. You know, if you want to get deeper into the musical construction or whatever, you know, lyrics technically, you could get into that too. If you're looking for something that says something to you, that could be like some kind of oracle or something, I guess that's there too if you want to get into it like that. I just tried to make sure like it was multidimensional.
I think you've achieved that beautifully. I know whenever I listen to it, I shut the door, block out the world, and it takes me somewhere different every time. It's tremendous. So at the end of this month and into March, we have the pleasure of seeing you performing live. What can we expect from your Australian shows?
What can you expect? We got a band, you know. We interact pretty well on stage, you know. I know everybody in the band. We hang out or whatever, so you know, you could tell that we get along together when we're on stage. You know, it's a fun show. You know,
indeed.
I mean, it's kind of hard to explain like that, but you know, it's live. You know, definitely, it's a live experience.
And do you have a favourite track to perform live? I know that's probably a silly question with such an enormous repertoire of music, but is there something in particular that you find the crowd really feeds off?
Man. Let me think. Dan solo song.
Ah.
You know what I'm talking about? That one. When that come on, like as soon as that intro come on.
Indeed. Terrific. Yeah. And with ongoing contemporary success, you don't seem to be entertaining the idea of stopping anytime soon.
Retirement, you think?
Yeah, no retirement plan?
Nah, I mean, I can't really afford to retire, you know what I mean? But, like, even if I could, this is what I do, you know what I mean? So it's not like I do this for money or nothing. So even if I wasn't putting it out there like that, I'd still be making music at home or whatever. But I do want to be able to play in the game, though. You know, I want to be able to take part in it. But I feel like that's up to the youngsters too. You know what I mean? Like if they feel like they respect you, then they'll let you stay. You know, they'll let you stay there for a minute. If they feel like you cocky or you trying to boss up on people or something, they might be like, nah, dude, like you ain't cool no more. Get out of here, you know.
It's such a fickle business.
I can't really say. Yeah, you know. I mean, it's really up to the youth. You know what I mean? Like if they got the business got to follow the youth. So it's all about what they talking about, really. You know.
Absolutely. I guess that's your age, particularly with Deltron 3030. Is there one particular live performance you've had that really stands out for you?
You know what? Not really. I pretty much do the same. I give everybody the same effort. You know what I mean? Like it's not like so for me, like they're all different. You know what I mean? So I don't know how to stand out. I mean, I guess it's the same to me. You know what I mean? As long as people enjoy it, that's what it's about, pretty much. But I've been to Europe, and I've been all over the U.S. too. You know, I've been to Europe multiple times last year.
Magnificent. Well, Del, look, thank you very much for your time, and we thank you very much for coming out to see us. It's a very exciting time and extremely exciting for Australian audiences to be able to enjoy your music live, and I hope to catch up with you in Melbourne.
Okay. Yeah, and peace. I want to say peace to everybody out there. I have a lot of fun when I come out here, so come out and see us.
Wonderful. We will do. Thank you very much, my friend.
Okay, thank you.